parents from sending their children to school and heightened tension across affected communities. A visit by the BCOS news crew to some public schools in Ibadan showed that the directive was largely complied with, as students who arrived at their schools were turned back. Some of the students who spoke with BCOS News said they were instructed to return home upon arrival, adding that attendance was generally low.
They send us away from school and we don't know what's happening. And I heard that they want to protest against the children like that.
Because of what is happening, the people that the bandits kidnap the children, so they say we should go back home.
It's our teacher that told us we should go home.
What did they tell you that happened?
They did not tell us anything.
The principal of Oba Akinyele Memorial High School Anlubua Ibadan, Mr. Atilola Mabamidola, confirmed receiving the directive from the NUT and its implementation in the school.
We all know what is happening in the society. We know it's because of the insecurity of everybody. And according to the information by the NUT and the union, we are asked to disperse the students, that there should be no work until there's solution to those that are kidnapped, until they give us instruction when we are supposed to resume back, or when we are supposed to start working. They will give us the instruction. I cannot say specifically the time it will end.
Mr. Mabamidola, however, explained that the directive did not affect students writing their final examinations, as arrangements were made to ensure that the examinations continued without disruption.
WAEC is West Africa. If we refuse to attend to them, they will be writing the exam in another country, and it will affect our own children here. It means we are denying our own children their right again. When we are fighting for one right, we cannot be denying other people their rights. So that is why we allow the candidate, the WAEC candidate, to stay behind, so that we will attend to them.
Meanwhile, a private school proprietor who preferred anonymity told BCOS News that attendance in many private schools was also lower than usual due to security concerns among parents. He noted that although the NUT directive did not apply to private schools, fears arising from the prevailing security situation had affected student turnout. The NUT maintained that the action was aimed at drawing the attention of government and relevant security agencies to the urgent need to intensify efforts towards securing the safe rescue and release of the abducted teachers and students without further delay. Adebayo Abdurafi, BCOS News.
Meanwhile, the May the 15th attack on 3 schools in Oluyole local government area of the state, which resulted in the killing and abduction of a principal, teachers, students and pupils of 3 secondary and primary schools, has continued to bring setback to the education sector, not only in the affected local government nor the Ogumosho zone, but the state in general. As directed by the National Leadership of Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, all primary and secondary schools teachers in the state today withdrew their services from teaching and learning exercise. Visits by BCOS News to some schools in Ogumosho revealed that everywhere was deserted, as no single teacher or pupil was sighted in most of the schools in the zone, except white candidates and teachers on invitation. It was observed that school gates were placed under lock and key at the Ebenezer Baptist Basic School, Okeleni Baptist Basic School 3, Oluyole Baptist Basic School, and Oluyole Community High School. The directive had no adverse effect on the ongoing West African Examinations Council exams because WAEC supervisors, invigilators, as well as the candidates were in the examination halls during the visits to some schools like Baptist Secondary Grammar School, Aoyaya, Ogumosho High School, and Millennium Model High School, Okewode, Ogumosho, among others. Speaking on the development, the Ogbomoso Zonal Chairman of the NUT, Comrade Adebisi Adeyinka, the Principal, Baptist Grammar School, Aoyaya, Deacon Ayo Adelowo, and State Secretary of ANCOPS, Comrade Dele Omololu, respectively said the compliance followed the directive of the national leadership of the NUT.
The government has been urged to adopt proactive and effective measures to secure the safe and timely release of hostages abducted in the Oluyole area of Oyo State. A retired intelligence officer, Fatai Akesami, and a public affairs analyst, Adesumbo Badejoko, made the call while discussing the merits of negotiation and force as strategies for resolving the Oluyole hostage crisis on BCS TV's Current Affairs Breakfast program, AM 120. Our reporter, Olamide Owolabi, reports.
Discussing the topic, the Oluyole hostage crisis to negotiate or deploy force on the AM 120 program, retired intelligence officer Fatai Akesami described the ordeal of the abductees as a severe psychological trauma capable of leaving long-term emotional and mental scars on the victims. Mr. Akesami commended the decision of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Oyo State, to embark on an industrial action over the incident, noting that the move was necessary to draw greater attention to the plight of the hostages and compel authorities to intensify rescue efforts. They warned against the payment of ransom, saying it only strengthens criminal networks and encourages further abductions. Mr. Akesami stressed that government must take control of any negotiation process and avoid allowing kidnappers to dictate terms.
The situations of the side of the government is what we cannot determine now, but I think they are moving forward. But generally, it will be better to negotiate than to use force because of the numbers of children that are involved. You know, there are so many rescue missions that you can engage on. There are some, they will categorize it so that the one, even if they are going to resort to that rescue, then which approach?
Also speaking on the program, public affairs analyst Adesumbo Badejoko argued that the operational pattern of the kidnappers suggests the existence of a strong support network within the society, with individuals providing information and communication links that aid their activities. He may say that the crisis was partly the result of failure to act promptly on intelligence and many warning signals, describing delayed response as a major setback in the fight against insecurity. Mr. Badejoko further stated that the window for a forceful rescue operation may have narrowed considerably, making negotiation the most practical option for securing the release of the victims at this stage.
There are strong backups that across various strata of our society, especially people in high places. We have bandits in the military, we have bandits in the police. We have a lot of bandits and terrorists among our politicians, even in government. Now, when you have this kind of situation, you will know that they have a command center somewhere. So people are dictating to them how to carry out the operation and the route to pass, the entry and the exit points. They know. They pick the location, which are usually soft targets. And that is what we are dealing with. Now, to say if we can use the Venezuelan model, well, I will say it bluntly, we do not have the capacity to do that.
The analyst called on government to strengthen security presence in vulnerable communities, improve intelligence gathering and sustain surveillance operations to prevent future attacks and address insecurity in the area. Olamide Owolabi, BCS News.
We'll now take a short commercial break.
Wọ́n wà ní second class lóde àtàdídí àti jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù aládùn yan àìmọ́ lọ́gbọ́n yan góòlù kúrò ìsèlè Terragold.
Kọ́rọ́ kan àrà tí ò lópin Terragold.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
You're welcome back. A coordinated air operation involving Nigerian military forces and United States support has reportedly killed 21 fighters of the Islamic State West Africa province ISWAP in Borno State, marking another significant step in the ongoing counter-terrorism operations in the northeast. Security sources say the strike targeted identified ISWAP positions believed to be serving as operational hideouts and movement corridors used by the group to launch attacks and evade ground troops. The operation, which was guided by intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance inputs, is part of a broader strategy aimed at degrading the group's operational capacity across the Lake Chad Basin axis, where insurgent activity has persisted for years.
Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Isan Wike, has urged Nigerians to always call the attention of the government to things they feel are not right. Wike made the statement today during his monthly media briefing in Abuja. He said government officials are humans, stating that they cannot know everything on earth. The minister charged Nigerian citizens to make constructive criticisms and offer their own suggestions to the government.
This broadcast of Newscope is coming to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Ibadan. The Lagos State government has sealed no fewer than 827 construction sites across the state in the last 12 months as part of intensified efforts to curb building collapses and enforce compliance with construction safety standards. The government said the enforcement drive is part of a broader strategy to address the persistent challenge of building failures, particularly in informal settlements and unapproved developments where developers often operate outside established quality control procedures. General Manager of the Lagos State Materials Testing Laboratory LSMTL, Engineer Olayinka Abdul, disclosed this today while responding to questions at the 2026 Ministerial Press Briefing marking the 7th anniversary of Governor Sanwo-Olu and his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, at Alausa, Ikeja. Abdul said the agency has moved beyond conventional testing methods by adopting a proactive, intelligence-driven quality assurance system, including geotechnical testing, to detect violations before they result in structural failures. According to her, the agency issued 3,181 notices to property owners and developers during the review period, while enforcement teams carried out 822 compliance operations across construction sites statewide.
The Ondo State Police Command has arrested 6 suspects in connection with the alleged fraudulent sale and illegal transfer of 3 heavy-duty vehicles valued at about 71 million naira. Confirming the arrest in a statement issued by the command's spokesman in Ondo, DSP Jimo Abayomi, said the case was reported on May 22, 2026 by one Paul Aderemi, who alleged that his vehicles had been unlawfully sold without his authorization. The Ondo State Police spokesperson added that all the 6 suspects have made confessional statements detailing their respective involvement in the alleged fraud. It revealed that all the suspects would be charged to court upon the conclusion of investigations, adding that efforts are ongoing to recover the 3 vehicles and unravel the full extent of the criminal network behind the transaction.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has arrested 1,691 traffic offenders within 5 days under a special nationwide enforcement exercise codenamed Operation Guduma, aimed at improving compliance with traffic regulations and enhancing road safety. The Corps spokesperson, Deputy Corps Commander Osondo Ohaire, disclosed this in a statement today. According to him, the operation was conducted simultaneously across critical transport corridors in 11 states and targeted dangerous practices such as overloading, mixed loading, the use of fake diplomatic number plates, and other fraudulent vehicle identification violations. He noted that the operation exposed the widespread abuse of unauthorized association number plates and other deceptive vehicle registration schemes designed to evade lawful scrutiny.
The Taraba State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, TSPHCDA, today formally inaugurated a state and local government advocacy, communication and social mobilization technical working group in a strategic effort to strengthen health communication systems and improve community participation in primary healthcare delivery across the state. The inauguration ceremony held in Jalingo brought together senior government officials, health professionals, development partners, traditional leaders, and representatives of civil society organizations working within the health sector. The Executive Secretary of the agency, Dr. Nuhu Tsukura, who spoke through the Director, Planning and Statistics, Dr. Ubani Ezekiel, described the establishment of the technical working group as a critical step towards improving coordination of advocacy, communication strategies, and social mobilization activities across all levels of primary healthcare delivery.
On the foreign scene, at least 46 people have been killed and dozens more injured after a powerful explosion tore through a village in Myanmar's northern Shan state, an area controlled by insurgent forces near the Chinese border, according to local rescue teams. Foreign desk editor Folashade Akintola compiled the story and others as presented by Khadija Lawal.
Blast, which struck Countat village in Namkam Township on Sunday, destroyed hundreds of homes and sent a huge plume of smoke into the sky, witnesses said. A rescue worker in Countat, a village in Namkam Township in Shan State, near the Chinese border, said 6 children, including a 1-year-old toddler, were among the dead. The Tang National Liberation Army, TNLA, which controls the area and has been fighting the military junta, said explosives kept in a warehouse for use in local mining operations had ignited, causing the blast. The bodies of all 46 victims, including 3 Chinese nationals, were cremated on Sunday evening, with rescue operations expected to resume on Monday. Around 74 injured people were transferred to the nearby Namkam General Hospital for treatment, rescue teams added. Meanwhile, large numbers of people are fleeing Dahieh in the south of the Lebanese capital Beirut, jamming roads leading out of the suburb, where Hezbollah enjoys wide support after Israel's government ordered strikes on the area. The Israeli military has been given orders by the government to attack the southern suburbs on Monday, a day after the army reached its deepest point in Lebanon in more than a quarter of a century. Reports from southern Beirut said many people have started packing their belongings immediately after the attack orders were announced by the Israeli government on Monday morning. Israel's defense minister said in a separate statement on Monday that there would be no calm in Beirut if Hezbollah attacks continued, and vowed to establish a military-controlled zone in the area of South Lebanon's Litani River. Israel's military took over the medieval Beaufort Castle just north of the Litani River in southern Lebanon on Sunday as it conducts its deepest push into the country in decades. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who promised to push deeper into Lebanon and called Sunday's operation a dramatic shift in the campaign against Hezbollah, ordered the military on Monday to attack targets in Beirut's southern suburbs known as Dahieh, a stronghold of the Lebanese group. And lastly, the French Navy, with support from the United Kingdom, has intercepted an oil tanker suspected of being part of Russian sanctions busting shadow fleets. French President Emmanuel Macron announced the interception in a post on X on Monday, saying the cargo was boarded on Sunday in the Atlantic. The post included a video showing a person rappelling from a helicopter onto a ship. According to French authorities, the tanker had sailed from Murmansk in northwestern Russia. The ship was falsely flying a Cameroonian flag, the maritime prefecture said, and was heading towards Limbe, a seaside city in western Cameroon. Guillaume Lerasso, spokesperson for Atlantic Maritime Prefecture, said the tanker was under European Union and United States sanctions. The tanker, which has frequently changed flags, was almost empty at the time of boarding, he added. The last time it transmitted an automatic identification system signal, a week ago, the tanker was sailing off the Norwegian coast and flying the Madagascar flag, according to the Marine Traffic Tracker. Khadija Lawal, BSOS News.
Time for another short commercial break.
When you sprinkle, every meal feels so right. When you stir, the color shines so bright. When you serve, it's pure delight. Just make our white terror, the flavor you can feel.
From jollof to stews, from soups to sauce, Tastemaker seasoning powder makes everything taste so good. Sprinkle, stir, serve.
Tastemaker.
To end this edition of New Scope, here again are the main points. President Bola Tinubu has expressed deep sorrow over the killing of a teacher during the recent abduction of pupils and teachers in a rural local government area of your state, while reaffirming his administration's commitment to securing the release of those still in captivity.
Public primary and secondary school teachers in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, on Monday stayed away from classrooms in compliance with a directive by the Nigerian Union of Teachers (NUT), leading to the closure of many public schools and the return of students to their homes.
A coordinated air operation involving Nigerian military forces and United States support has purportedly killed 21 fighters of the Islamic State West Africa province in Borno State, marking another significant step in ongoing counter-terrorism operations in the northeast.
And on the foreign scene, at least 46 people have been killed and dozens more injured after a powerful explosion tore through a village in Myanmar's northern Shan state, an area controlled by insurgent forces near the Chinese border.
If you see something suspicious, alert the authorities immediately for timely response. Be vigilant. That's all from Newscope Desk for now. It was packaged by Taiwo Adeyemi and delivered by
Josephine Oluwabumi. Good evening.
My name is Boluwaji Ogumola. Thanks for listening, and do not forget to tune in for the Yoruba version at 8 p.m. Good evening.
I am malaria, the king of malaria parasites. My mission is simple, to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on, malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
Oúnjẹ àsètàn tí ò lẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́.